Hi everyone, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your spiritual guidance for the week of January 27th, 2020. I normally release these on Sunday, so I'm a day late, but let's just go ahead and get started. I hope everyone's doing well. Today I'm drawing from the Flower Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves. I forgot I had this deck. I was going through a box and I found it and I thought, let's use this. Alright, so week of January 27th, 2020. Here we go. Magnify your intentions. Baby's breath is the flower. Beautiful white color. Alright, there's a lot of words. Let's go ahead and read it. Choose a specific goal to work toward. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help. That is the text of that card. We have Become the True You under the deck, all that beautiful red. I'm not going to go too into that, but it is very grounding. I like that. Or under the deck. And then we have the main energy, all this white energy. Clean slate, right? Magnify your intentions. As I kind of feel this card, it's you know, we have the white in sharp relief against the black. So we have this idea of cleanliness, clean slate energy in sharp focus. The blank canvas with incredible depth behind it. You know, sometimes we think of dark as being bad. Dark isn't bad. Dark is deep. You know, dark is unlimited. Dark is the potentiality of any given thing, just as white is, but just in contrast to one another. They're both beautiful, right? So if we say magnify your intentions, we have this blank slate here, this blank canvas with the white, but it can also be seen as here. You know, where does your mind go? Well, what are you drawn to? It goes back to your intentions. Where are you wanting to go? It could even be seen as, are you wanting to be kind of superficial, or do you want to go deep? You know, what is your intention? Neither is right or wrong. It's about your attention as well as your intention. It doesn't matter what the thing is that you focus your attention on. It's about bringing all of your attention to it. Now, sometimes you might feel like the depth has too many options. It's not about all the things that go into the depth of something. It's about focusing your attention on one particular thing and then going beyond the superficiality of it, going deeper into it. It's kind of like, you know, if you put whatever it is you're wanting under the lens of a microscope. The closer you get, the more you see. There's the expression, jack of all trades, master of none. Right? It doesn't matter if you're just good at a little bit of everything and not necessarily great at one thing. That's fine. But this week, can you pick one thing and go a little deeper into it? Or do you wish to continue on more of a surface area? But at least whatever you choose, do it more consciously. You know, I have an opportunity this week to go a little deeper into this, but I don't really want to. You know, no right or wrong, you've made the decision consciously. You've drawn your attention to it, which changes everything. But when we're just unconsciously moving through our moments, our days, our weeks, it's hard to feel any sense of agency within your own life. You know, it's certainly important to be open to the possibilities, but it's also important to feel what feels like the best option in the moment. What is your intention? Where do you want to draw your attention? This idea of black and white thinking, too, tends to have sort of a negative connotation. Either or, this or that. It seems very limited. But sometimes it can be exciting to bring your attention just to one thing. Because one thing is much deeper and more complex and complicated than we could ever imagine. It's so fun to think about, you know. We think that certain things are more complex or complicated, and maybe they are, or maybe they're not, once you really get into it, once you really explore it. Everything is much more multifaceted than we could ever imagine with our linear conscious mind. I love this whole idea, actually, that's coming forth. Whether you play in the dark or the light, do you want to just stay on the surface of that, or do you want to go deeper? Do you want to add the layers to it? Do you want to reveal the layers of it? So that's very sort of big picture, but let's bring it into the more practical awareness of your life. So you're wanting to have a snack. Let's just bring it to something very that we can all relate to. You want to have a snack, and you can't decide if you're going to have an apple or a banana. Seemingly simple, easy choice, nothing to worry about. Again, nothing to worry about, but if you choose the apple, it's a very different experience than if you choose the banana. Texture, vitamins, nourishment, digestion, and how were they harvested? Where were they harvested? What is the energy of that fruit? You can either just gobble it down and be on your way, or you can take a moment to honor it and say thank you, apple, for your crunchiness, for your tartness or sweetness, or thank you, banana, for your I'm not a huge banana fan, so for your flavor, unique way that, you know, I access the flesh of the banana, the color. Do you want to go deep, or you want to go superficial? Do you want to recognize that one affects your body differently than the other? One is digests more or less easily than the other. Get in the elevator. Do you just push your floor and head up unconsciously? Or do you look around and recognize that there are other floors you could get off on that you've never been on? You just go by every day, right? Maybe get off. Walk around for a minute if you have time. Look at new people. It's kind of a funny way it's coming in, but this is what's coming through for me today. So again, everything's much more multifaceted than you could ever imagine. Everything's more complex. And this week you have this sort of blank slate energy. So in some ways it's like looking at things with new eyes as well. Am I going to look at my eyes that are just kind of superficially looking around the room? Faces, people, things? Or do I want to spend a little bit more time recognizing that individual? Or imagining for a second that they also have a very important life to them. Or that you've seen that person every day in the elevator for 5 years and you don't know that person's name. It's okay, but do you want to shift that at all? Do you want to bring more consciousness to your life? Or do you like the anonymity of that? You don't have to drive yourself crazy with these questions, but this week you can play with it a little bit. where are there areas where I can bring more attention and intention to what I'm doing? I'm going to mindlessly, without any sort of intention other than getting to the floor I want, press the button, or am I going to spend a bit more time thinking about the fact that I'm on the 10th floor, and for floors 2 through 9, I don't have a clue what's going on in between the entrance spot in the parking garage maybe, or the first floor lobby, or to my floor 10. Maybe I like that. Maybe I like the fact that I can bypass all these layers of things that I don't want to get involved with. Or maybe I'm curious. What's sandwiched in between my experiences? And when you do this, you ground yourself in what you're doing, because you're spending more time embodying your actions with a level of consciousness, as opposed to just kind of going through the motions. And you can even play with it another way this week. You can look at where you see moments of contrast, black and white, the actual colors, or even the color red. You can say, oh, there's the color red. Do I feel grounded? Do I feel embodied in this moment, or am I lost in my thoughts? Where do I see contrast? Where do I dismiss one as better than the other? Or where am I able to spend a moment to say, both are equally fascinating. They don't necessarily have to blend, but they don't have to be at odds either. Something to play with, something to think about this week. Bringing your attention, your awareness, and your intention to what you're doing. This grounds you in the embodied experience. This grounds you in your physicality. It's fun to be physical. A lot of times we just get caught in our head and we miss the fact that we are stepping, we're walking, we're moving, we're breathing, and we lose the entire embodied experience because we're lost in our ego, our mind, our thoughts. Again, replaying past experiences or imagining some future experience. Losing the moment, your intention, your awareness, your attention to what's around you, what's in you, what's moving through you in the moment. Very interesting. I wasn't expecting this to come through. Let me see if there's anything else. I will say too, be aware of getting caught up in black and white conversations with individuals where you feel like you have to get offended at someone who thinks or speaks differently than you, or where you are wanting to dominate another with your perspective. You're wrong, I'm right. This week, try not to see it as black and white, right or wrong, but as two equally different experiences, equally valid for the individuals. Not necessarily blending, but in step. It's okay to honor someone else's experiences or way of being when it's vastly different than your own, without getting caught up in trying to judge them or prove them wrong or explain how they're wrong and you're right. It's not always easy, of course, but the more that you're grounded in who you are without the need to prove someone wrong or be right, the less you tend to notice the contrast, and you begin to see the depth and the beauty of each individual thing in its own right, in its own experience, in its own essence. I hope that makes sense. All right, I wish you much love, as always, and I am working on something special that I'm going to be releasing, hopefully by the end of January, early February, so I'll let you know more about that as I go forward, but I think you'll all enjoy it. It'll be something that I offer for free to everyone that I think many of you may enjoy. So, all right, much love to you all.